All right, we have a quick update on a fast-moving and potentially pivotal story developing in the Middle East. The Israeli Defense Forces have issued a statement claiming they have killed Ali Larijani, Iran's top security official, and according to the IDF, the de facto leader of Iran's regime. The same announcement claims that Basij commander Gholamreza Soleimani was also eliminated in the same set of strikes. This is a significant claim with massive implications, so let's break down what we know, what we don't know, and why it matters. Here's what I know right now. Multiple major international outlets are reporting Israel's claim, including the Washington Post, the Times of Israel, the Jerusalem Post, Al Jazeera, and NBC News. However, it's crucial to note they are reporting the itself, not independently confirming the deaths. Tehran has not confirmed or denied Larijani's death. This official silence is a critical piece of the puzzle. In high-stakes situations like this, the absence of a statement can be as telling as a direct confirmation. Shortly after the Israeli announcement, Iranian state media outlets pushed out a handwritten note attributed to Larijani. However, the note was undated and its content was unrelated to current events. This means it cannot be considered proof of life and could be a pre-prepared piece of media intended to sow confusion or buy time. To understand the gravity of this claim, we need to look at the timeline. The conflict escalated dramatically on February 28, with the start of what has been described as the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. That same day, reports emerged, though never officially confirmed by Iran, of the killing of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. In the chaotic weeks that followed, Israeli officials have framed Larijani as the man who stepped into that power vacuum, effectively running the country's day-to-day affairs and directing its war effort. If Larijani's death is confirmed, this would represent the most senior Iranian official killed since the conflict began, decapitating the regime's leadership for a second time in under a month. So, who exactly is Ali Larijani? He is far more than just a politician. For decades, he has been a central power figure at the very heart of the Iranian establishment. As the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, he is the country's top security official, responsible for coordinating all defense, intelligence, and strategic policy. Before this role, he served as the Speaker of the Parliament for 12 years, giving him immense political influence. He's also been the head of state broadcasting and a commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, during the Iran-Iraq War. His family is deeply embedded in the clerical and political elite. This combination of security, political, and media experience makes him a uniquely powerful operator, a key node connecting Iran's sprawling security and political apparatus. He is known as a pragmatist within the conservative camp, a skilled negotiator who has been the public face of Iran's nuclear program, talks for years. His removal would not just eliminate a leader, it would sever critical links within the regime's complex power structure. Now let's turn to the other high-value target named in the strike, Gholamreza Soleimani. He is the commander of the Basij organization, a massive volunteer paramilitary force under the umbrella of the IRGC. The Basij functions as the regime's eyes and ears on the ground. It's responsible for internal security, law enforcement, and suppressing dissent. With millions of members across the country, it is a critical tool for social control and mobilization. In wartime, the Basij provides a deep reserve of manpower for the front lines and, crucially, maintains order on the home front. Taking out its chief, especially at the same time as the country's de facto leader, would be a major blow to Iran's internal command and control and its ability to manage both the external war and domestic stability. It would create confusion and a leadership vacuum within the very organization tasked with preventing chaos. But for now, a significant degree of uncertainty remains. This is the fog of war in action. NBC News, for example, has been careful to note that not only has Iran failed to confirm the outcome of the strike, but it's also entirely unclear what intelligence Israel based its initial, confident assessment on. Was it signals intelligence, like a phone call being intercepted? Was it human intelligence from an asset on the ground? Or was it based on visual confirmation from the strike platform itself, like a drone feed? We don't have those answers, and this lack of clarity is fueling speculation. Adding to the confusion, some Iranian state-affiliated authorities even suggested that Larijani was scheduled to make a public address today, a classic tactic to counter death rumors. Israeli sources, in turn, were deeply skeptical of this, suggesting it was a bluff. This creates a direct information war running parallel to the kinetic one. So, the bottom line remains starkly divided. Israel claims the kill, Iran has not verified it, and the world is waiting for definitive proof. Let's look at the regional reactions, or the lack thereof. In Washington, there has been official silence. The Pentagon and State Department have not commented, which is typical while they work to independently verify such a major claim. In Gulf state capitals like Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, there is also a public silence. But behind the scenes, you can be sure of intense monitoring. These nations see Iran as a major regional threat, and the removal of Larijani would be seen as a significant, if destabilizing, development. From a military analysis perspective, the question is how this strike was conducted. Given the target's high value, it was likely a precision-guided munition, probably delivered by aircraft or a sophisticated drone. The goal would have been to minimize collateral damage while ensuring a high probability of success. The key implication for Iran's military is the potential breakdown in its command and control structure. Losing your top security chief and your internal security commander simultaneously is a catastrophic failure of operational security. It suggests a major intelligence breach that Israeli or allied agencies were able to exploit. This brings us to the information environment. In the coming hours and days, you will see a flood of unverified claims, old photos, and deepfake videos. It is essential to be cautious. Verify information by checking with multiple, credible, established news organizations. Be wary of anonymous accounts claiming to have inside information. The most reliable proof will be an official statement from the Iranian government or verifiable, time-stamped video evidence of Larijani himself. Until then, treat everything with skepticism. So what are the potential scenarios moving forward? If Larijani is indeed dead, Iran is at a critical crossroads. One path is de-escalation. The regime, now twice decapitated and facing internal chaos, might seek a way to pause the conflict to regroup. The other, more dangerous path is escalation. To project strength and avenge their leaders, hardliners within the IRGC could launch significant retaliatory strikes against Israeli or U.S. targets in the region. This could trigger a much wider, more devastating regional war. The red line here is confirmation. As long as his death is unconfirmed, both sides remain in a state of strategic ambiguity. The moment it is confirmed, the pressure to act will become immense. So, what am I watching for next? First, an official confirmation or a credible, unambiguous denial from Tehran. This is the single most important data point we are waiting for. Second, any verifiable statement or video from Larijani himself. For it to be credible, it would need to reference an event that has happened since the strike was announced. Third, any signs of follow-on strikes or military escalation in the region. We'll be monitoring troop movements, naval activity in the Persian Gulf, and the posture of Iran's proxy forces. This remains a developing story, and the facts are still landing. The situation is volatile, and claims must be treated with extreme care. I will continue to monitor developments from all sides, and will provide updates as soon as they are verified. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss the next critical update. Stay safe and stay informed.